the movies where the evil guy tried to force the woman to love him, or the evil woman tried to force the guy to love him, or something like that. It never works. Love has to be a choice. And because love has to be a choice, a God that is all-loving has to give us choices. And I think the common misunderstanding here is we think of good and evil with like God and like, you know, Satan or evil, devil, whatever you want to take it. But that's not what it is. God is good, and evil is the absence of God. It's that when there is no God, that is evil. And seeing as God gives us a choice, even in His being all-powerful, we can choose evil. We can choose absence of God. We can choose to move away from God. And in that, we have evil. We have the horrible things of this, the Holocaust, like he was saying. He brought up the Holocaust. The Holocaust was people choosing to go against God. War, hatred, all of that is people choosing to go against God. And in that, in the absence of God, there is evil. That is what evil is. It is the absence of God. So because we have the choice, because God is all powerful, even in knowing everything and in creating us, there is no way that He could force us to follow Him. He would not want us to be forced to follow Him, because He wants the belief of the all-loving God is a God that wants us to love Him back. And in that, giving us that choice, He allows us to commit horrible acts of evil, yes. But the fact is that I'd also like to point out that, at least from my perspective, being a Christian, I know we're not arguing for a specific God, but the Hurricane Katrina, obviously, you'll say, well, okay, if you accept that explanation, you'll probably say, well, Hurricane Katrina, no one did that. No one caused Hurricane Katrina to happen. It was just something about this world that was wrong. See, the fact is, this world is not, in my belief, this world has evil. This world is not completely covered with God. It is not, and that fact is not that. Chris brought up the analogy of a carpenter who made something, and if it was broken, you would not think him a good carpenter. The fact is, though, that makes the assumption that the carpenter was the one who broke it. If God gives us the choice, and if He gives us this nice table and gives us a nice large, battle axe, and says, I really would rather you not swing this battle axe at this table, and we do, we can't blame Him for the table being broken. So I would say that obviously we're not directly, no one's directly responsible for Hurricane Katrina. No one's directly responsible for natural disasters or anything like that. What I would say is that in the choice with sin and all that, this world is not completely with God. As in, the presence of evil in this world is because we have chosen to go against God. It's not because we have chosen to go. It is not because God has chosen to smite us, or that He's likes hurting people or anything like that. I would say that. Also, I'd just like to point this out. Just quantum mechanics. Chris was saying that there's alpha and beta particles that seem to imply that things could be created and disappear at random. I have not personally read the research that he said, but from my understanding of quantum mechanics, it does not explain the magnitude of matter becoming, created. I don't want to say created because that's but it doesn't explain the appearance of matter on the scale of the Big Bang. I don't know the details of that, but that's my understanding. And the last thing I'd say is he seems to think that faith is a negative thing. But the fact is that he is a man of faith. And I know you might seem to think that's strange, but the fact is that he seems to think that science is the all-encompassing theory that we should look to. Science explains natural phenomena. It has nothing to do with supernatural phenomena. Science, by definition, experiments with things that are testable and are natural and are able to be experimented with. That is science. Chris has incredibly strong faith that the fact that science can be explained by science, that anything that science cannot be explained can therefore be posited to not exist, or something to that effect. That science, it's like somebody who is a passionate atheist has incredible faith. It's not that we think of faith as believing in God, but there is so much faith that is required to not believe in a God is to believe in a God. The fact that I choose to believe in a God does not mean that I'm the one with the faith and everyone else is the one that does not have the faith. Everyone has beliefs. Everyone has faith. Whether it's that you believe that all religions have some part of the picture, that is faith. You are believing that that is correct. Every statement that you make that is not scientifically proven is a statement of faith. It's a statement saying that I believe this. I believe that. I believe that whatever it is that works in your worldview, whatever works in your mind that is not even if you say scientifically proven, that is faith. You're making statements of faith yourself. So I am not the person of faith, the only person of faith in this room. We all have faith. We all have beliefs that govern the way we approach life, the way we approach the world in general. So I would say that, to conclude my rebuttal, that if you are saying that faith is not important, even the statement that faith is not important is a statement of faith. If you're saying that God does not exist because science doesn't show it, that's a statement of faith, saying that I believe that if science doesn't show it, then I have faith that it therefore doesn't matter. So I think I would just conclude by saying that faith, we all have faith, and my faith governs my life, and it gives me an incredible amount of joy and everything. And so to say that faith in God is not important is your statement of faith. And I'd just like to conclude by saying thank you to Chris and thank you to all of you people for being here.
Jackson, actually,
yes.
I believe we had a malfunction with the camera.
Okay.
Would you like to add another minute?
Okay.
Yeah, we have 2 minutes left on the camera.
We lost a couple minutes of.
We got most of it.
Yeah.
Well,
we may have lost some of it.
Do you want? Hold on. Should we turn it off and go back and find out what we missed?